Dharma Bites is brought to you by Free Buddhist Audio, the Dharma for your life. Our work is funded entirely by donations from our generous listeners. If you would like to help us keep this free, make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. Thank you, and happy listening.
The Bodhisattva of compassion, when he meditated deeply, saw the emptiness of all five skandhas and sundered the bonds that caused him suffering. And later we're told, holding to nothing whatever, but dwelling in perfect wisdom, the Bodhisattva is freed of delusive hindrance, rid of the fear bred by it, and reaches clearest nirvana. So what do these two statements mean? These two statements that we're very familiar with from the Heart Sutra. And how are they connected with the fearlessness of the Buddha? Why is it that the Buddha is fearless and we are not? What special qualities does he have that we don't? And what qualities render him beyond the reach of this most powerful of human emotions? It's said that all fear is related to the fear of death. That's the big fear behind all other fears. We fear loss, we fear losing what gives us pleasure, we fear losing what gives us security, but ultimately we fear losing ourselves. We fear death. But the Buddha was fearless. He was without fear. He didn't fear death. Why not? Well, we must assume because he was free of delusive hindrance. He was free of delusive hindrance, and he was free of the fear that was bred by it. So what does that mean, to be free of delusive hindrance? Maybe there's a clue in that opening line of the Heart Sutra. Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, had meditated deeply, and he had seen the emptiness of all five skandhas, and consequently he had sundered the bonds that had caused him suffering. So what are we to make of this? He had meditated deeply. So whatever realization he had had, he didn't happen upon it by chance. He didn't even happen upon it by reflection. He came upon it by meditating deeply. This is something that I'll return to later in the talk, when I've clarified what's meant by emptiness and the five skandhas. So what emerged from this deep meditation was that he saw the emptiness of all five skandhas. So what does emptiness mean? It's a word that's seemingly ubiquitous in Buddhist circles, but one that's open to misinterpretation. It simply means empty of inherent existence. It certainly doesn't mean that there is nothing, that everything is a black hole. Bhante Sangharakshita said once that a better translation for shunyata, which is the original Sanskrit term for the word emptiness, would have been fullness, which I found quite interesting. Phenomena arise in all their varied, weird and wonderful manifestations, but none of them has any inherent existence. And this relates back to the Buddha's deepest insight, out of which came his most fundamental teaching, which is the principle of paticca-samuppada, conditioned arising. So according to this principle, all phenomena, be they mental or material, arise in dependence upon conditions, and cease when those supporting conditions cease. Nothing inherently exists of itself as a freestanding entity. Every phenomena is a multiplicity of conditions, a process, a continuum. Any appearance of static entities is an illusion. So, for example, a mountain at any given moment may appear static, but the blades of grass on its slopes are growing or dying. Streams flow, rocks are being eroded by wind and water, and due to shifts in the earth's crust, the mountain itself is either growing or decreasing imperceptibly in height. No thing endures even for a split second. The one exception, at least in early Buddhism, is nirvana, which is said to be unconditioned, though in the perfection of wisdom tradition, even the distinction between samsara and nirvana is said to be empty.
We hope you enjoyed today's Dharma Bite. Please help us keep this free. Make a contribution at freebuddhistaudio.com/donate. And thank you.